Thank you. My name is Norman. Our company is called IQ724, and what we do in life, we do sell these programs to car dealers. And we had roughly maybe like 50 car dealers in Canada on the program. And we had 2 Kia dealers at the time, and that's how we came about to contact Kia Canada and got the deal to implement this program in all of Canada. I'm saying you this because, well, first of all, you've noticed that my mother tongue is not English, so you'll bear with me. If I use wrong words sometimes, it's I'll try to I'll try to do my best. So I'm saying you this because you must understand that this program is much more a dealer program than it is a manufacturer's program. We usually don't sell to manufacturers, we sell to car dealers because they use that. And the dealers that do business with us pay much more than you guys are paying for a program like this. Okay, your cost to this program compared to an independent dealer is much lower. So I just want you to remember that it is foremost a dealer program. Let's talk about loyalty program for a minute or two. There's a lot of these programs in the market right now. All of the retailers have their loyalty scheme. You know, you have Air Miles. Anybody here that's not a member of a program? Air Miles or Petro-Canada, or everybody is a member of something. Usually I have one that is not, but because that's part of the statistic. Why? Well, the reason there is so many of these programs is because obviously all of these retailers want to increase their customers' loyalty. And these programs work in all types of business, and they also work in the car business. Consumer loves them, and the retailers get the benefits. This is in general. As a matter of fact, in Canada, you have close to 93% of active consumers that are member of at least one program. And the average Canadian consumer is a member of 3 programs. Is it gas company, Air Miles, Shoppers, name it, Aeroplan? The average Canadian, the average is so the point is that 93% of Canadians are members of program. They know about it. They give their loyalty because they understand that when they go to their retailers that have these programs, they have something else. I often call that business a candy business because this is what we tell the consumer. We say, come do business with me and I have something for you that the other guys don't have. That's the way it works. All of the programs work that way. The most important thing with the loyalty program is that these customers or these members of this program will modify their purchasing behavior and give you more business because they're a member of your loyalty program. As a matter of fact, if we look at our dealers that are with us for 4 years or so, some of the dealers first, they sold these cards to members. They didn't give them away. Some of our independent dealers, they were selling these cards. I'll give you an example. We had dealers selling a card for $49.95 with an oil change, Rain-X, and tire storage. It was an appealing card for $49.95, a perceived value of about $100. And they gave away a Rain-X because they weren't selling any, and they figured that they don't sell Rain-X because people don't know about it. So they give one in a package, and some of these members change their behavior, and after that, about 2 a year. Same thing with tire storage. Somebody that never had their tires stored, they don't know about it. You know, you put the tire in the car, in the trunk, one don't get in the trunk, so you have to put one in the car, gets home. So if you use it once, then some of these people will change their behavior and then buy 2 tire storage. You use tire storage here? They will buy 2 a year after that. So people will change their behavior. And when we look at these customers where we sold these cards and we analyze the repair orders, the members will spend more money per repair order than the non-members. And something around 50% on the average will spend more money when they're a member of the program in a car dealership. Obviously, this program was put in place by Kia Canada for one reason. is for purchase and repurchase of new vehicles. That's the reason Kia Canada came out with a program like this. And they want to sell more cars, and they want to keep the customer in their family. And we also put in place a referral scheme that I'll show you a little later on. That's part of the program. That's the objective of the program. I'll talk about Kia for just a minute. I'm not a Kia employee, but I'd like you to know where we stand. I think you have right now in the Kia dealership one of the best car lines in the market. I mean, you don't have to envy anybody with your car line. You have beautiful cars, good cars, and as a matter of fact, when you see the numbers, you're doing great on that. Your dealer network is great also. Kia has very, very aggressive marketing, and that's the reason that in 2009, Kia launched that program. Because all of these new customers in the Kia family, they want to keep them in the family, so they came out with a program, a loyalty program, to do that. We'll go into details of the program. This is where we stand in Canada at the end of August. This is the year-to-date system. So we're the only manufacturer with a 20% increase if we don't count Porsche there with 1,700 sale. 20.5% increase in the market, where the average increase is only 1.7%. You know, you're the best in there. Even Hyundai, everybody talks about Hyundai. They're at 9.2%. Am I right? Yeah, 9.2%. So we're doing great. We're very close to Mazda, and Nissan also is in the target to get over the next year. That's interesting. I'm just showing you this to you understand that Kia dealership are in a major league right now. Let's talk about the program. There's one very important element to have a program that works. Anybody can tell me what that element is? The first one. Without it, there's no program. Customers. Actually, member enrollment. I agree. So we need to have all of the members. We're doing a good job here as far as members are concerned. You'll see the numbers later on, but everybody should be a member of this program. People that service, that walks in here, that buy parts, they should be part of this program. It's very simple. We just tell these customers, doing business with us, you're now a member of our London Kia Rewards program. It's free, and you're going to earn up to 15, up to 20% even of your purchases here. Nobody will say no to that. The only thing we need is your email, because it's through email that we're going to announce to you the rewards that you're entitled to. And you'll have a new member, and you'll also have an email if you do it that way. The more cards, obviously, the more this program will be successful. Program includes points, reward, bonus points. We'll go into the detail of all that. And we also handle rebates. As a marketing firm, we're not too enthused about rebates. We'd rather give points so people can come back if they want to cash these points on something that you do business with, you make a margin, than just giving a discount away. When you give a discount, it's gone for life. If you give points, it'll have to come back somehow in the dealership. There are two different categories of points in this program. The first one is the dealer points, the Linden Kia points. This is actually your biggest cost of this program. It's not the $10 that Kia charges you every month. This is the biggest cost of this program. It's that the points that you give your customer. And then there are the Kia Canada points, which can only be used towards the purchase of a car. And your points can be used on anything that your member or your customer wants to buy at a dealership. Parts, accessories, new car, used cars, whatever. It's money that owned by your customer that you have in your bank account, actually. Let's start about the London Kia point structure. It's very simple. We give 10 reward points per every dollar spent at service or at the parts counter or for accessories. Okay, 10 points per dollar, which are worth 5% of the total invoice, which means that a $100 purchase at 10 points per dollar gives 1,000 points. And this 1,000 points is worth $5, 5% of the $100. That simple? Everybody get that? Which actually means that every point issued has a face value of half a cent, dash .005 cent. Remember that, because I'm going to ask you in a while the value of some of the points. You can use towards the purchase, that's built in the program, you can use up to $750 toward the purchase of a car at dealership. In the program, it's new car. It's up to the dealership to decide if he wants to use that on used car also. And then if he wants to go over the $750, because it's your money. You decide whatever you want to do with your points. Okay? No problem with that?
Okay, it stands out, it peaks out at $750 contribution from the factory. It's up to us if we want to add the London Kia points on top of it, then that's just something that we would do internally as a competitive advantage with our customers. So, but with Kia, it does cap out at 150,000 points. So we need to be aware of that. Okay.
Which is $750.
Just a quick question, maybe you're going to get into it. Are you going to get into London Kia points and Kia Canada points and a little bit more information
Yep.
detail later? Okay, thank you.
Now, for vehicle off warranty, could it be maybe Kia that were purchased new or pre-owned, or even any other make of vehicle? What we do, we double the points. So now your customer is getting 20 points per dollar spent, or 10% in point value. Okay?
Off warranty's expired, guys, so over 100K, 5 years.
That's for the Kia cars. For the other makes, it could be whatever they have. Okay, if you sell a GM, it's 60,000 miles. If you sell, most of the are within 60 or 80,000 kilometers, depending on the vehicle. Now we have a lot of bonus points in there. We have a program for referral. We're giving 20,000 points for somebody that refers someone that buys a car. In the program, because it's a Kia program, so they talk about new car, but it's up against the dealer if he wants to do the same thing for used cars. If I would be a dealer, I would, because sometimes the grosses are even better on used than they are on new. But it's a decision you have to make. So it's 20. What's 20,000 points worth?
$100.
Thank you. You knew the answer. 2,000 points for service maintenance 2 and 3. That's on top of the what's Glenn? What's the service number 2 here? What's the price? $80. So the customer gets 800 points plus 2,000 point bonus. And if he's out of warranty, then he gets 1,600 points plus a 2,000 point bonus. Okay. For 1,000 points for first service appointment at time of delivery. This is in your process here, I guess. People, I was told at the first meeting that you do that.
Yeah, the first group, guys, everybody's doing that. We just got to make sure that they're getting the 1,000 points on activation. Our system's pretty seamless as far as activation. You just got to make sure the customer's getting their 1,000 points upon activation as well.
It's done through the terminal downstairs. You know how to do that, Glenn? You go on number 4, and there's first service appointment. When you issue that bonus, it's not there anymore for that customer. If you go back in the terminal, that bonus is gone because it was paid once. 1,000 points for completing in-house survey. This is dealer survey, has nothing to do with the Kia survey. These are dealer survey that you can create yourself. We mentioned this morning that we could, the delivery a new car could be a trigger that would send a survey like that. You do it once and it's done automatically. And the points are awarded also automatically if the customer answers all of the question and return the survey. Okay. A repair order could be a trigger also. So everybody that walks in on a repair order, is it retail, warranty, or both? Even if you don't give points, if you swipe the card on a repair order, a little survey would be gone with 3 or 4 questions, yes or no, whatever you decide to do. It's very, very simple to do. You did it once, and it will be automatic until you decide that you stop it.
We create the survey, so there's questions looming in parts and service that we want to know about our customers, not only their experience, but perhaps their purchase behavior and what instigated a certain service or why they don't service certain times, we can find that out. And it automatically triggers and it'll go as soon as you swipe that card. So before they walk out the door, there's usually something in their inbox.
On your member anniversary, receive an email birthday card with 1,000 points in it also. And you may elect to triple the point on some of the offer. Actually, we're doing quite a bit of these right now for snow tires, so we're sending email blasts. You know, I think we do nice marketing campaigns for dealer. So a lot of dealers will use triple the points on some of these service special until such a date. For example, we have a lot of people that would install snow tire prior to October 31st, and people will get triple the points on that transaction. So this is something you can do also. So when we triple the point, we're now giving 30 points per dollar spent, okay, which is 15%. If it's a car auto warranty, we're giving 40 points or 20%. Yes?
So if one of our customers refers someone else, they buy a car from us, we should be asking them for their card and swiping it, and we can get them another 20,000 points?
Actually, you will, yeah, well, that's the main idea, but you will not be swiping the card because we do that through loyalty track, because we want to thank your customer to have referred you something. So we'll, instead of just issuing a receipt, we'll write a note in there, thank you to have referred us Ryan Brown, for example. And the customer, what he will get is account statement at the end of the first of the next month. It will be marked, thank you to have referred us Ryan Brown. And you know how points works. People start thinking, hey, that was easy, I got 20,000 points. And people not necessarily relate the value of points and you know, and the amount of points, what's the value is. I was mentioning Petro-Canada this morning. Any guys has Petro-Canada here? You need a lot of points to have something. You know, they give you 5 points per liter of gas. And it's worth roughly about the 20th of a cent per point. So you need a lot of points to have anything of value. And the worst of it is sometimes you will pay a cent or two more and make extra kilometers to go to a Petro-Canada station to get 20th of a cent. I have one, I know I do that.
So we currently have we had you newer guys, sales guys in this session because for a number of reasons, this is very new to you guys, but we have an internal referral policy here we've had for years. It's a $100 value. Typically it comes in the form of a check made out to the person referring the customer in, okay? And the process is typically existing customer of ours refers Mr. Smith, and upon delivery we send a check out with a thank you. Sometimes we'll do a gift card to a restaurant or retail outlet of their choice. This is actually a good system to use for people who are servicing with us, because not only is it captive for our service department, it's a retention tool for our sales department as well to keep people coming back here. And obviously with the $100 we give out, we're able to recoup some of that cost through service, so the cost is minimized as well as retention is maximized. So it's a good option versus just handing out a $100 check and go spend it out in the big world. London Kia would benefit more from this system. I think it's a good tool to be able to use.
So should we change that?
Well, we can. I mean, for some people who...
We will also advertise this thing to your members. We'll tell your members, you know, we did I can show you.
That'd be our first choice. And in certain scenarios where that
somebody
won't
wants to
work.
check.
Yeah, like Jason, for example.
You see, refer your friends for big bonus points. So we'll send email blasts like that to your database, and it works. You know, we have dealers that do great with the referral program. It's not hidden. You know, most of the bird dog programs are a little bit hidden. You know, it's not upfront because I don't want my friend to know that I made $100 because I brought him to buy a car at London Kia. So I'll get the check the next day or in the mail, but I don't want somebody to give the check while I'm there. As to opposite for this, we'll just advertise it, and it works. I encourage you to do it. Finally, you can use, well, I'm going to ask you a question. would you rather reduce your selling price by $100 or give your customer 20,000 points? Or by $200 and 40,000 points, which has the same value for the customer.
Points.
And you know something? It works. A lot of editor uses that, sales manager uses that, and it works. You know, Mr. Customer, you know, with a rock bottom in price, there's nothing much we can do. But you know something? Buying a car from us, you're now a member of the London Kia Rewards Program. And what I can do, I can put 20,000 points in your account that you can use at service. It's a value of $100. So your customer wins whatever he wanted to win, because at the end there's somebody's got to win something. And it works. Try it. And instead of giving $100 off the price of the car, which will be gone for life, that $100 will come back at the dealership on something you make margin on. So it's very, very different as far as cost is concerned. All right? That's the dealer points that we just saw, and their responsibility of the dealer. That's this cost of this program, actually.
Any questions with the London Kia points for Norman at this point? If Glenn, you're clear on how that works? Okay.
So, as a switch to, instead of giving 2 years oil changes free, if I incorporate 40,000 points,
Yes.
how do I administer that?
Okay.
And we talked about that, and Greg was beside me, and that'd be something that we would more or less have to incorporate with you and Greg to decide, okay, who would contribute that, because now it goes to advertising, but it's going to go as an expense, hard expense to your departments.
Yeah.
More along the lines
To
of
the deal.
50-50. Yeah, you could do it to the deal,
Like I
but
would.
essentially it's still a discount,
Correct.
right? But you're also guaranteeing service for them.
Yes.
So there's got to be some contribution for service with that as well.
Correct.
In advertising, but it's a tool. I don't think it's something you use every single customer. I think what Norman's expressing here is it's a tool that we can utilize as a competitive advantage against other dealerships when we need that last minute, you know, push for
Exactly.
the person to say yes. I wouldn't think it's the first bullet we put in our chamber.
Well, a lot of times we add the 2 years, 40,000 K oil changes,
And
costs
this way
us
you
more
can-
than the 250.
That's right. So you can incorporate that into points now.
Yeah, hey,
Yeah.
I get $250.
Yeah, we'd have to administer that internally, and that's something between you, Greg, and Lori we can sort out.
Perfect.
I think that the idea of it though is great, because it's sitting on their card.
That's right.
The administration of it for Glenn isn't now, he doesn't have to go to a deal, pull out and see if they have the 2 years for your oil changes, because we've done that over the years. It becomes a bit of a
Sure.
bit of
Maybe
a
they can buy
panic
it
process
both
at the
ways.
counter. Now it's just on their card, and
That's right.
there's no questions for service.
That's right.
It's seamless. It's a lot
So
smoother.
just swipe the card, and if he has enough point, well, the money will appear in there. Just remember that all of these points that are dealer points and the Kia points is the same, in time will be cashed in, will be redeemed at a percentage of less than 50% in the car business. The average in Canada for all the loyalty program that exists is 52%. 48% of these points are never cashed in. Okay? In the car business, as far as we're concerned, our customers are with us for the longest period. They're around 40%, give or less, a few percentage more. We have one that is 41%. All the others are around 30 to 35%. So this program is the most generous loyalty program in Canada. Okay, there's nothing that comes close to that. If you compare that to Petro-Canada that we mentioned, or even Air Miles. Air Miles is I know Rona, you know the hardware store Rona. They do every 3 times a year roughly, they do this big sales where they triple the Air Miles. And these are the biggest weekend of the year for them, when they triple the Air Mile points. Air Mile at Rona, the cost is roughly about 1 to 1.2% of what they sell. Okay? Just figure out that if they triple the point, their cost now is around 3.5% for that weekend. Figure now that they will put the same big ads in the paper, because they're full page ads when they do that, and they would say, at Rona this weekend, get 3.5% discount on everything in the store. What do you think would happen? Nobody would, 3.5%. You give both tax today and you have no response. So people don't relate with the value of points. So it's very important to make sure that people get these points. Kia Canada points. It's very simple. What they do, they also give 10 points. It's two different buckets of point. We'll talk about the dealer bucket. Now we're in the Kia Canada bucket of point. It gives also 10 points per dollar spent. The value is the same. It's 5% of the purchase. And again, if $100 is 1,000 points, it's $5 Kia in Kia points when redeemed. And the maximum that can be used toward the purchase of a car is $750, which is 150,000 points. Somebody that gets that amount of dollars in Kia points would have spent $15,000 at service. So it's a lot of points. Okay, but you know, a member, when you register a member, enroll a member of this program, is a member for till is a customer of you.
Excuse me, sorry.
So 10 years down the line, he may have changed car a couple of times and never cashed his points. Well, maybe he could get, you know, but it's a big amount. So that's the basic Kia points. They don't double the points. They don't give any bonus point. They don't do marketing campaign on which they give points. These are dealer points. The only points they give on repair order or parts invoice are that scheme of point there. Now there's another category of points that Kia Canada gives. They call loyalty points. They're given to previous Kia owners. So if you own a Kia and buy another Kia, Kia Canada will give you points on, depending on the model, between 60,000 and 100,000 points, depending on the model that you're buying. Okay? So I own a Kia. I come here to buy another one. I don't have to give it in trade, as a matter of fact. It could be a second car. Kia Canada will put in my account these points, and that's the value that can be redeemed when I buy my next car, the third one. Okay? Which means that right now you're the only manufacturer that when you leave the dealership with your new car, you have in Kia Canada Bank's account that type of money to buy your car, which could be next week if I decide to buy a car to my daughter, or in 4 years' time, or 5 years' time, or whatever, because it's your money that is in Kia Canada. That's the third car. Everybody understands that, because that's a lot of confusion in this program. The customer is not getting these points when he buys the second car. It's towards the next car.
So the reason why I'm asking is because later on I have a customer, they own an 08 Rival, and they're looking to upgrade to a different model. So they couldn't use those points to, let's say, purchase a vehicle today. They will have to use it for their third vehicle.
Correct.
But they can use up to $750 if they have points on their card right now.
Correct.
So there is opportunity for some discount, just not this particular discount.
This is for the next car.
Because you could use the 500 and say, hey, just so you know, if you're buying a Sorento, we're going to give you $500 off your next purchase right away. So
Right after that. Got it.
yeah, so not this money, but they do, if they have a card now, they might have some points on there that we can use towards the purchase of a new car.
No, really, I think that this is a great feature, guys, and there's nothing like that in the market right now. I don't know if Kia will keep that for long, but right now it's valid, and it's on top of any other marketing program that would exist at the time of purchase.
Just a quick question. You have mentioned here Optima and a few of the later models, but there's Spectras that I don't see on there. That there's quite a few of those that potentially still be traded in as a.
It's not the trade-in. It's not the trade-in. It's the car you buy.
Okay.
If I own a Rio and I come to buy a Sorento, I'll get 100,000 points.
Okay, I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, how do I cash in these points? Right now in Canada, you have over 100,000 members of this program. Out of most likely you have around 400,000 Kia owners, Kia vehicle on the road in Canada, and we have over 100,000 that are member of the loyalty program. So that's 25% in just over a year. I guess actually it's a good start for this program. But which means that a lot of people that will come in here to buy a car have one of these cards in their pocket or their purse or their wallet. So I was mentioning this morning, if you're a salesman here and you see someone walk in here that owns a Kia at the door, make sure after you greeted him and you introduce yourself to ask him, are you a member of the rewards program? Because if he is, maybe there's money for you to make a deal today in that card. That doesn't cost the dealership nothing. Okay? And the way to do it is very simple. We'll give you an access to a website called kiapoints.ca. We'll give you a username and a password. Actually, it's the same username and passwords that you have in Loyalty Track.
They don't all have them, but we...
Okay, well, it's very simple.
Yeah,
you know, you give them a level 2 so they can work this out. So after you do that, you log in, and they'll ask you the customer's card number. We need this card number. If it's one of your customer here, it's very simple because you have it in Loyalty Track. If it's a customer from another dealer, then you need his card number if you want to find out how much money there's available for you. So you put in his card number, you get the profile, and you'll get what's in yellow here. So you have the customer name. This is one of your customer, by the way. You have your customer name, street, and the number of points she has, and the value in dollars of these points. And if you make a deal with that customer today, you go see your manager, and he'll have the same page, but he'll also have the blue portion. He's going to put the number of points he wants to redeem. Let's say here we redeem 80,000 points. He'll put the new VIN number. He will confirm that it's the same person of someone living under the same household because the points are transferable. He'll put his email, and within a couple of hours, you'll get a confirmation email that Kia Canada owes you $400 on that VIN number that you will deliver, and will be paid in the next month parts statement, like everything is paid. Is that simple? Yep.
I do have a question, because you're saying in the same household. So say a father brings in daughter or son
Yep.
to buy Kia.
Yep.
The father's already got one. Daughter buys the second one. But who would get the points on the third one?
Well,
Is that transferable as well?
it's got to be under the same name.
Okay.
Okay? It's got to be under the same name. If it's under two names, it still will work. For example, he puts the car under his name and his daughter's name, he'll get the points. The father will get the points on his card. Okay? But this is how to find out, you guys, if there's, you know, is there money for you to make a deal today? And there's no cost to the dealer, no cost to the salesman. Kia Canada pays that.
So here's someone right today, if they were to buy a vehicle, we'd get an additional $400 towards that deal. If they were to trade their vehicle in and buy another Kia right now.
And you know something? A lot of people don't even know they have these points. Who's air miles here? How many air miles do you have? That answers the question. Same thing with your customer with this program. They don't know. Even if they receive an account statement every month, you know, most of them won't know how many points they have. So it's for you to make sure that you find out and tell this guy, you know, doing business here, I can get you, that's money for you. Lowest hanging fruit, it's right there for you to pick up. All right? Oh, let's talk about email now. Email is the only way that we use to communicate with your members, your customer in the program. We don't use mail, we don't use stamps, we only communicate through email. So it is very important for us to get emails. The cost is nothing because we can communicate by email and the cost is zero. That's part of the program, by the way. You know that the dealer pays $10 for every member that is enrolled in this program. That's the cost of the program. And that could last for 10 years if this customer is a member, is a customer here for 10 years. If you change card, you don't issue a new card, you just modify the vehicle on this profile in Loyalty Track. That's simple. And we will communicate with this guy 20 times a year. for 10 years for $10. And the marketing campaigns that we do on top of the regular things that is sent are nice campaigns. It's not something. I thought we did one. Actually, I'll show you because I put it in the presentation, the one that was sent last week. We need 80% email capture rate. Ryan says no, we don't want 80%. We want 100%. But we should be close to that. I was asking this morning. It's very awkward because I asked the guys this morning, would you rather today give your phone number or your email if somebody asks you for information about yourself? And the answer in general was I would rather give my email because I don't want to be bothered by phone calls. And you know something? We get 100% of phone number from customers, and we get 60% of emails. The more emails, the more the program will be successful. Remember, I said the first thing that we need to have a program is member enrollment. We have that. The second thing to make it very, very successful is email. This is your dealership as of this morning. So we have close to 1,500 members, and we have 69.5% email capture rate. This month, we have 60 new members with 32 emails for 53%. And these are the last months, September, August, July, June, May. You see in April, we were at 85%. And then we went down 73, 64, 63, 64, and this month we're at 63. So we're doing good in member enrollment. We could do a lot better in email capture rate. The more emails we have, the more campaigns we can do, and the more response you're going to have. This is in all of Canada. This is where we stand. We're number 18 in Canada. We're not bad, 1,500 members. The best one is 3,000 members with 82% email capture rate, and then it varies depending on the dealer. Some are very good, 88. We have Banks Kia that is not there because he's got less than 1,200 members, but he's at 93%. We had it this morning. I just changed the slide to see where we stand in all of Canada. So out of 160 dealers or some about that, we're number 18. So we're not doing bad in member enrollment. If we could bring this thing up a little bit here, you will have much better result because now we're going to start doing marketing campaigns with this program, which we didn't do before.
Keep in mind for the sales guys, if you look at those dealers, there's only one other Ontario dealer up
Second in our region.
there.
Yeah.
Is that Elmer, Ontario?
That's Performance.
No, Elmer is in Quebec. Performance Kia out of Thunder Bay. That's the only one that's.
So is Chris capturing the
For you guys, here's our process, okay? I'll put it very quickly. For people who visit us in our service department, I apologize. No?
Yeah, go ahead.
The process in our service department with Glenn and Greg is to activate any card member, or pardon me, any service customers who aren't card members into the hopper essentially. So their capture rate in service is extremely high. Where we don't maximize our opportunities is in our variable side of our business, and that is when the girls are licensing a new car purchase or a pre-owned purchase. They're activating the cards at reception when the licensing is getting done for the vehicle. So probably essentially the day before or same day of delivery. At that point, it prompts them for an email address on the activation loyalty track. If there's not one off the bill of sale, because for accuracy they're using a bill of sale, it's not on the bill of sale, nothing gets put into that loyalty track system. You may have it on your worksheet, you may have it in your BlackBerry or wherever, an email string on your PC, for example, but if it's not on the bill of sale, the girls really don't have the time to chase us all around asking for emails. Okay, it's not a smooth system. The system is have it on the bill of sale, and it'll get put on to loyalty track, which essentially brings our average up to 60, higher than 60%. The issue is there, if you look at 841 to 1409, so you got close to 600 people that are activated times $10. There's $6,000 worth of activations that aren't getting any emails whatsoever. So not that they're completely useless to the program, but they're not being maximized to the nth degree whatsoever. So we have to get better at accuracy, documentation on actual bills of sale. So I would challenge sales managers and salespeople when you're signing your bills of sale, look for accuracy, not only for the actual negotiated portion of the bill of sale, but our contact follow-up. It's your best form of follow-up anyways in the future. Okay, so let's really drive home. Chris is very familiar with this now. They were in here this morning, so the other half of the guys are right up with this as well. But between yourselves and Chris and Steve and Dave, we need to make sure that we get as many email addresses actually into Oasis on the bill of sale. So the girls can, and preferably typed on into Oasis too for accuracy reasons, not handwritten. So the girls will put it onto loyalty track at delivery. That's where we're going to really drive that 60% number through the roof.
You actually can't register a car anymore without an email.
You
So
can't.
it's like,
RDR?
like in September.
Well, they give you one out because if someone generally doesn't have an email address on RDRs, there's an email address you can send it to. It's called noemail@kia.ca or something like that.
None.
Sorry.
They put none.
No, yeah, that's right. So there is an out there.
Yeah.
But they're trying to make it so that there isn't.
Yeah.
You know.
No, but I've noticed that like this month they are getting stronger, but we
Good.
got to make sure that we get
Yeah.
that.
So it sounds like we're in line to going. I think that's an area for improvement.
And if you ask, and people will give you their email.
The activation rate, guys, is very high. You know, 1,400 is very, very strong. So it tells us that we're dedicated to the actual program itself. Just being able to now market the program, which is what Norm is talking about with some of his examples, isn't being maximized to about 600 customers. And no, they won't get their birthday emails. They won't get their welcome to the program emails, essentially, right off the hop. Any campaigns are running, they won't have any information on. So it's very imperative that we get that.
That's the welcome email that your member receives. As soon as you activate a card, within the hours, this email is sent. Actually, sometimes dealership will activate the card before the car is delivered, and your customer will walk in and say, I got an email because I now am a member of the program, and it's neat, you know, because they got it before they take the car. Welcome to the program. We've seen that. Birthday email card that is sent to the members with 1,000 points in it. That's the account statement that is sent every month, on which we put a little tag at the end there that is part of the program. It could be a referral tag. I have one in there that I've shown earlier.
We were talking earlier.
Yeah.
Usually a seasonal type.
Yeah. These are the type of marketing campaign that we do. This was sent last week for London Kia. And we have a full book of it right there, and I have I have all of the fall in my computer for you to look at. Actually, in the program, we're dedicated to do 4 service campaigns a year, included in the $10 that we mentioned, plus 1 of referral. That's 5. During the holiday period, we'll send 1 email to your database to give, well, best wishes for the holiday season, and also your hours of business, because consumers are often, they don't know whenever the dealer is open during the holiday period. So we'll give so that's like 6 communication a year, plus 12 account statement, plus a birthday card, that's 19. And you know, we could do, we did something for Foster Kia for the Drive for Change Day there a few weeks ago. I'll show you in a while. It's was for a heart, check your heart or something like that. People would go there and have their heart checked. So, you know, you're not selling anything. You're just a good corporate citizen you can use that also to do that. To finish, to close, there's three very, very important things for this thing to work. The first one is member enrollment. We mentioned that. The second one is emails. Without emails, we can communicate. And the last one is to make sure that members get their points when they go to service, Glenn, because here we're doing good. But the most request that we have from members across Canada is people that went to service and didn't get their point on some transaction. And it's very, very easy for us. We just send you transfer you the email for you to do the transaction, and these people are happy. But I'm thinking of the one that don't call us or don't send us email, don't complain. That's the one that, maybe out this thing doesn't work and lose interest in the program. So we've got to make sure that, like when we go to a Air Miles retailer, every time you go to the cashier, they're going to ask you your Air Miles card. Same thing at Shoppers. You have your Optimum card. Actually, at Shoppers, it's on the cashier's screen. When she starts doing a new transaction, it's marked on her screen, ask for the Optimum card, and she's got to do something to overpass that thing. That's the reason. It's very important to ask for the card. Like, make sure that they get their points. Finally, free membership cards to everyone. This is the most important thing for here, concerted effort to get emails. And leadership involvement, we have that. The result that we have so far, we have leadership involvement. And when we start doing marketing campaigns, you'll see the result will speak for themselves. When I started this presentation, I told you that actually there's so many programs like that in the market because the retailer get benefit out of it. And if we want to get benefit, we ought to use all of the tools that we have to do it. Any other question?
These 100,000 points when you buy a new car.
Yep.
Who gives that? Is it Kia Canada?
Kia Canada.
Okay. How long does that take, and how does the customer see it?
Well, they see it in their monthly statement.
And so, is it as
Okay.
soon as they buy the car? Because I still have a couple of customers that are still waiting for these 100,000 points.
Well, it would be important that you mentioned that. Who was there this morning? Was it Chris this morning that?
Well, actually, Dave is the one that
Yeah.
administers at the point right now of doing the RDR. So there's a point in our retail delivery registration screen that asks for a previous vehicle. If we're not putting the previous vehicle with the VIN in there, as soon as we do that, it prompts the points. If we're not, then we got to go back in there and put it in. Okay. If not, then we got to get a hold of Norman and his team to help us with that.
We'll help you. There was a flaw at Kia when this was launched. Some of the points were not handled properly, and we do a lot of it manually now. Every time we have a complaint, we settle it, and takes the next day it's done. Did I did one for you last time I was here?
Sorry.
Did we settle one?
No, we had a few that we talked about.
Okay. If I have both serial numbers and the date of the last purchase, within 24 hours, we'll send you an email and you'll see the confirmation that customer has his points.
Really good program.
You know something? Surveys, paper survey now. Well, in the car business, it's a little higher, but in general, surveys sent by mail, the return is around 4%. Email survey, the return is around 10 to 12%.
And typically, the reason for that is there's not enough. There's no return to them. So by giving the extra 1,000 points, like you claim,
when you give something, when you give 1,000 points, you'll bring up that percentage of answer to up to over 60%, between 50 and 60%. It'd be very, very high. People for 1,000 points, what they can do, it's unbelievable sometimes.
Typically, the people we want to hear from on the surveys, they'll fill it out. Mm-hmm. So there's good. As much as we don't like to see that sometimes, it's areas for improvement and maximize people's experience. So I think there's some pretty good information there we can really utilize, and so everybody learn a little bit from the presentation today how we can utilize.
Can we have